Welcome to the International Studies Program orientation. This orientation this afternoon is specific for transfer students, whether that's from a CC or from another four-year university. You should have received a welcome packet and major checklist sent from the International Studies Program email address. And if you could please just put your first and last name as your screen name if you don't have that already, so we can begin to get to know you a little bit better. All right, Jose, do you want to move us forward? Yeah, so this is the International Studies Program orientation for transfers. This session is going to be recorded, so please don't share any personal information like your PID. We're hoping that we can upload this to the website, and we don't want to have any personal information from the students. Go ahead and utilize the chat feature if you have questions, but we'll have some dedicated time at the end for a live Q&A. So we'll ask that if you can keep your mics muted until the Q&A at the end. And then again, that screen name, first and last name would be great. So here's the agenda for this afternoon. First, we'll go over introductions. We'll go over the advising team. We'll go over the overview of the major, including the unique curriculums for all 9 majors and the requirements. Then we'll talk about some things that you can look forward to while you're at UCSD, opportunities and ways to get involved on campus. For transfer students like yourself, it seems to go by so quick. So we want to introduce you to these opportunities as soon as possible. And then finally, we'll end with advising, who to contact and how to contact us. There's a number of tools at UCSD that we'll go over specific to advising. But first, I'll just introduce myself. My name's Corey. I'm one of the academic advisors and program coordinators at ISP. I've been with ISP for 5 years, and previously I received my master's in international affairs from the School of Global Policy and Strategy, which we're really closely affiliated with. And I'll pass it on to Matthew.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Matthew Lin. I'm another one of the academic advisors. I was an undergrad here with the major in social psychology, but I've been with ISP for about 4 years now. And welcome. Excited to get to know all of you.
Yeah, my name's Jose Diazon. I'm also one of the academic advisors for ISP. I've been working here for about a year now, and I'm also a graduate from UCSD majoring in visual arts. So yeah, happy to help you guys here.
Yeah, and the other member who's joining us is Dr. Anna Fewer. If you want to go to the next slide there, Jose. So Dr. Fewer is the director of the International Studies Program, and I'll have her introduce herself now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Fewer. I'm a teaching professor at the School of Global Policy and Strategy at UCSD. And as Corey said, I'm the faculty director of the International Studies Program. So I'll just say a little brief introduction here. It's great to see so many people. You're going to get an excellent overview of the major and all of the advising and logistical issues associated with it from the ISP advising staff in just a minute. But I'll say for now that ISP is a very unique interdisciplinary program. It really approaches the study of politics, economics, and culture from a global perspective. And I think, whatever you end up doing with your life, whether you go to graduate school, whatever kind of career path you ultimately want to pursue, we live in this very, very interconnected world, and I think it will continue to be a highly interconnected world. And so, whatever you ultimately decide to do, it's really essential to have an education that approaches, what you're learning in a global context and from that perspective. So as you'll hear today from the advising team, ISP gives you the chance to complement your study of a particular discipline. Some of you will be studying political science, some econ, some business, some philosophy. We have 9 to choose from. And you'll supplement that study with interdisciplinary courses, and you'll develop also a foreign language and a regional expertise. So I think ISP is a major or a minor for students who have a wide range of interests, who aren't really satisfied in being boxed into a single discipline that really kind of limits what you study in the theoretical or methodological approach that you want to take, and who also want the chance to really get to know another part of the world and experience it in some depth. This is my second year at UC San Diego, so I'm still relatively new. And it's certainly the case that at a very large university like UCSD, it can take a while to find your footing. So we're really here to help support you as you make your way at this new institution. And the best thing that you can do, I think, is to get to know us, me as the director and the whole advising team, and ask us questions. There is no question that is too small, no question that's too obvious. You should please feel totally open and welcome. You're not bothering us in any way. This is our job, right? To approach us with any kinds of questions or concerns that you might have. We recognize there's a lot of bureaucracy to work through. We want to really help you at every single step in working through what you need for your major here. So I invite you to email me to knock on my door. My email address is on the ISP website. Once the fall quarter starts, I'll be sending out an email with my weekly office hours that I hold just for ISP students. And I'm there really to help you navigate any kind of issue you're having, not just in the ISP program, but also, in the university as a whole. That's my job. I'm really happy to do it. And I'd also really welcome the chance to get to know some of you, right? Not just to talk about a particular issue or question you might have in relation to ISP, but to talk to you about your academic interests, what you're thinking about, in terms of going to grad school or a future career, what you're thinking about in terms of a summer job or internship. I'm a good person to brainstorm and to talk through those kinds of possibilities with you. And I'd love to do that. So today I'll hand it back over to the ISP advising staff who are going to walk you through every single thing you'll need to know about ISP. But again, my door is open and I'd really welcome the chance to be in touch with as many of you as I can. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anna. So yeah, let's dig a little bit deeper into some of the things that Anna was talking about. Why international studies? So ISP majors, indifferent of which of the 9 majors you are in our program, all the majors are exploring these processes in political, economic, and cultural lenses. I would argue that, in my time at UCSD, it's international studies are more important than ever, just because the world that we live in, we're highly interconnected, but we've also seen some strengths and some challenges, both domestically and with our, foreign partners. So another part of ISP that's, I think, one of the strongest parts of the program is that you're connecting with students from all around the world who share the same interests and issues, events, and cultures. We have one of the most diverse and multicultural programs on campus. And so it's just great to, learn from other students and learn where they're from, and kind of learn things outside of the classroom. And our graduates go on to a variety of careers, whether that's in law, business, finance, academia, nonprofit sector, humanitarian work. It's really, what you focus on is just the start, and your careers, your access to internships while at UCSD could be, as beneficial as anything you learn in the classroom. So, in addition to that, we have the careers I mentioned. We have students move on to some of the top grad schools in the U.S. Here in California at UCSD, certainly, but all over the world. So we actually, we'll have students going to Ivy Leagues, international grad schools, kind of just all over. So it's really exciting and sets you up for success. So we do offer 9 different majors, and when we're looking at this Bachelor's of Arts page, everyone should identify what major they're a part of, from anthro to sociology. Our 3 biggest majors right now are international business, international studies economics, and international studies political science. But we meet with students, and all students are equal in our eyes, and there's no major that's more important than the others. Yeah, right. So this is kind of like a funny little graph, but we created this to help differentiate between students' major and college and university requirements. So starting on the left there, Triton's requirements are broken down into the college and university and the major. And on the left, you should start think of your requirements, your GEs, as college and university GEs as a little bit different than your major requirements. As transfer students, depending what you've transferred into UCSD or whether you have a GETC or not, and what college you're part of, your college requirements are all different. We have 8 colleges here at UCSD. You should familiarize yourself with the unique GEs, and we'll show you kind of the tools to do that. You also have university requirements. All students at UCSD must complete 180 units to graduate. And all students also have a DEI requirement, a writing requirement, an AHI requirement, and a climate change requirement, which is relatively new as of the past couple of years. Now, on the right side, we have major requirements, and you may have lower division requirements depending on your major. 3 of our majors in the International Studies program have lower division requirements that are unique to that major, but all of our majors will be completing a language requirement. And on the upper division side, we have 4 acronyms because we love acronyms at UCSD and at ISP. And those are INTL courses. That's 3 international studies specific courses, 8 disciplinary focus courses listed as DF, and then an IE and RR, which are your interdisciplinary electives and the regional requirement. So let's get into those requirements a little bit more. Like I said, all majors have a language requirement, and that's the demonstration of 4th quarter proficiency in a foreign language, not necessarily fluency, and I'll get to that in just a minute. We have lower division requirements that differ by major track, so especially students in international studies, international business, international studies economics, and international studies philosophy. Pay attention to your unique lower division major requirements. 3 INTL courses, that's INTL 100, 101, and 102. Those are our in-house courses that are offered and taught by either ISP or GPS faculty. 8 disciplinary focus core courses. Those courses are taken in conjunction with partner departments, but they should all be focused on the same area of study. And then 3 interdisciplinary electives, which are actually taken from outside of your disciplinary focus. So the language requirement, and some students, I recognize some names already in the Zoom meeting. So I've talked to some students through VAC messages about this 4th quarter language requirement. It's the completion of a 4th quarter language course or higher. It's not 4 unique courses. It's just completing that 4th quarter or higher. So some students will already have this based off their community college coursework, SAT 2 scores, IB scores, or AP scores. If you're looking to take a language course at UCSD and have a history of a language, I would suggest taking a placement exam to place into the correct level of language coursework at UCSD. If you attended your high school outside of the United States for at least a year in a language other than English, you can submit the ISP language waiver, which is on our website. You can also take a proficiency exam. If you're a domestic student or you went to high school in the US, but you speak another language I'm going to say at the 4th quarter or higher level, which is essentially, try to think of that as if I started learning a language tomorrow, 4 quarters down the road, or a little bit more than an academic year, that's what level I would be at. So it's not fluency, but it's just a high level of language knowledge. So if you do have that level of knowledge, you can take the proficiency exam, which is set up through the Linguistics and Language program. We also have heritage language courses in the languages seen below. And those are for students who grew up basically speaking and hearing a language in their household or in their community, but maybe not having a formal education in it. So those heritage language courses kind of bridge the gap between, informal knowledge of a language and academic knowledge of a language. So lower division requirements, like I said, if you're one of these 3 majors, please tune into, your major on this page. For economics and business students, both majors have to take a calculus series. It's important, especially, with transfer students, that you review your academic history and your degree audit to see if you've transferred any calculus coursework. For economic students, lower division requirements continue with Econ 1, 2, and 3. Again, those courses are, in a lot of instances have been transferred to UCSD from a CC or elsewhere. For business students, there's 2 accounting courses. These courses, if you've taken accounting at your CC, there's a very high chance that these transferred over. So again, review your academic history. And then for international studies philosophy students, Phil 10, the logic requirement is your only lower division requirement. Yeah, I'm sure most students here have used assist.org for lower division coursework and how it articulates to UCs and CSUs. But if you have any doubt, go ahead and check assist.org and check your academic history here at UCSD. In the past, there's been mistakes and courses haven't transferred correctly. So if you notice a discrepancy between assist and how courses transferred to UCSD, go ahead and shoot us a back message with that course. Right, and then the 3 INTL courses which are required, that's INTL 100, 101, and 102. INTL 190 is on there as well, and INTL 190 is an optional capstone seminar. All students must complete 100 with a letter grade of C- or better to move on to 101 or 102. And students can look to start taking this in their first year at UCSD, if not even in fall. You can take 101 and 102 in any order, and with the completion of 101 or 102, you can take INTL 190. You will need to complete 100, 101, and 102 as major requirements necessary for graduation. Now, you can read a little bit about what these courses are focused on, but we have rotating professors who really teach these courses to their expertise. Some of our professors are experts in, say, Southeast Asia. Some are experts in linguistics. Some are experts in Latin America. So I'm not going to say that, there is some overlap between the courses, but it will largely depend on what professor you have. So you might want to do a little bit of research when you see the professor's name on the schedule of classes to see if their research interests are aligned with what you want to learn in the INTL courses. So right, INTL 100, and I mentioned that you may want to look to take this in fall. Some of our transfer students do take INTL 100 in fall. The prerequisite is different for every college, and it's the completion of at least 1/4 of a university level writing course. If you've had a GETC certification and you're in Marshall 6th, 7th, 8th, or Revell, it's likely that you are going to be pre-authorized to just enroll in INTL 100 in fall. If you're in ERC, Warren, or Muir College, you see that there is some prerequisites there. Completion of one of those or the equivalent will allow you to enroll in INTL 100. And I just want to stress that if you don't take INTL 100 in fall, you are not setting yourself back in any way. Your time to degree and time to graduation will be the same as students who do take it in fall, and it's offered every fall, winter, and spring of every academic year. So if you don't take it in fall, you can look to take it in winter. Some transfer students take it in spring and end up taking 101 and 102 next. So there's plenty of other courses that you could take in fall in lieu of INTL 100. So if you have any questions about your authorization, you can always submit an easy request. And let's move on to the next page here. So I'll get back to easy requests in a minute, but INTL 101 and 102, like I said, you would have to complete INTL 100 to take 101 and 102. 101's more focused on culture and society. 102 is more focused on economics and politics. And then INTL 190 is an optional capstone seminar. These courses are usually between 15 and 20 students. You're going to work closely with the professor and produce a small research paper in the 10 weeks that you take the course. These research papers have in the past, students have used them for grad school applications, job applications, and writing samples for any other deliverable that they may have. So if you're interested, especially in grad school, you may want to explore taking INTL 190 while, as a ISP major, because again, it sets you up with a really great writing sample for future applications. And then the honors program. For transfer students, the honors program is typically it will be in your second year, and if you stay 3 years at UCSD as a transfer, it could be in your third year. But INTL 190H is in fall quarter, 196H is in winter quarter, and just generally, let's talk about this like you would be applying for your second year. The application is typically due in June, so the end of this school year, which seems very soon, and it'll be here before you know it. But basically, if accepted to the honors program, you would have one-on-one research experience and mentorship with a UCSD faculty member. And again, showing future employers or future grad schools research experience and strong writing skills. The honors program does have eligibility. It has a GPA and an academic history eligibility. And you can find that eligibility information on the ISP website. There's a drop down for the honors program and a specific page for the honors program. Right. So in addition to your major requirements, the biggest chunk will be the disciplinary focus courses. Now, these are going to align directly with your major. So, for instance, history students will be taking 8 history courses. Business students will be taking 8 management courses offered from the Rady School of Management. And sociology students will be taking 8 sociology courses. So this is actually your disciplinary focus for your major. And with that, it is the majority of your major coursework, upper division major coursework. And then you have the interdisciplinary elective and regional requirements. Dr. Anna Fewer was talking a little bit about, how our program is interdisciplinary in nature. So, along with language and your disciplinary focus, your international studies coursework, you also have 3 courses from outside of your disciplinary focus department area. And of the disciplinary focus and interdisciplinary electives, of those 11, 3 of those must focus on the same region. Africa, East Asia, Europe, Latin America, or the Middle East. And we basically will, be on the lookout for a course offerings document that comes out before enrollment when the schedule of classes is released. And we'll actually have a specific course offerings document that lists all the regional requirements that are available in a given quarter. So here's just a short example curriculum, just to actually put some course names and numbers. This is for international business, but it should be quite similar for all the 8 other majors. But for example, international business students have 5 disciplinary focus required courses. That's MGT 103, 81 or 87, 164, 166, and 112. And I say it in that order because that's typically how students take those courses. 103 and 181 are prerequisites for 112. And then 3 elective courses. And these can be taken from like sub areas like accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, marketing, or operations. And there's just some examples. There's 5 courses there, but there's a number of electives that you can take for any of the majors that we offer. So always refer to your major page on the ISP website for pre-approved courses. Just because a course is offered by the Rady School of Management doesn't necessarily mean it's accepted at ISP. Just because a course is offered by political science doesn't mean it's necessarily accepted for international studies political science students. So when in doubt, always refer to the major page on our website, and then you can always shoot us a back message if you have any questions. And with that, I'll pass it on to Matthew.
All right, thank you so much, Corey. So now we're going to get into what course recommendations you could look forward to taking in fall. So if you haven't already, you should look to complete your lower division major requirements. So that includes the language requirement, any of the calculus series, if you're international business, Econ 4/MGT4, MGT5. If you're economics, complete the math sequence as well as Econ 1, 2, and 3. And if you're philosophy, be sure to take Phil 10. If you have any other college requirements to take, you should definitely look to take those in fall. The UCSD admissions team is still reviewing transcripts and IGETC certifications. So if it's not on your degree audit now, don't worry. They will hopefully get it to you soon. If it's not ready by the time you're allowed to enroll starting on Wednesday, you should still be able to enroll in the classes. And then apart from all those Lower Division requirements, you should also look to complete your college writing courses. So if you're in Eleanor Roosevelt College, it'll be MMW 121. Muir College, MCWP 40, 50, or 125. If you're in Warren College, it'll be WCWP 100. And then if you are Marshall 6th, 7th, 8th, and Revell students, or you have IGETC certification, you should be able to enroll in INTL 100. And other major options, you can start to enroll in your upper division courses for your disciplinary focus courses and your interdisciplinary electives. But you should look to take all those in fall. So a great tool to use as an undergrad here is the degree audit. So this will help you kind of assess your progress towards completing all of your requirements for graduation. You want to check this often, hopefully once a quarter. You can scan the QR code or see that link there to see how to access it. Since there are a lot of you, it's difficult for us to check it, to check every single student. So the responsibility is on you to make sure it's accurate. So this is a sample degree audit. So on the left side, we have the lower division requirements. So the green check mark means that requirement is complete. So this student has completed our language requirement, which is fantastic. The Math 10A they're currently taking, and they've already completed Econ 4. On the right side, that is going to be your upper division requirements for international business majors. They've already taken INTL 100 and they're enrolled in INTL 102, and they are also enrolled in MGT 103. And it also lists all the classes they have left to take for our major. And of course, that'll be different depending on your major. And here's a sample IGETC transfer certification for an ERC student. So it should show that most of your requirements are done, except barring most likely the language proficiency requirement, since you can't complete that through IGETC. And another great tool is the academic history. So this will show how all the courses transfer over from your CC or your college, as well as your AP and IB scores. It'll show how the course approximations, your transcript, and the IGETC information. So you can use that going to tritonlink.ucc.edu, and you can access it through there. So this is a sample of an academic history. So on the left side of subject, you have, of course, the subject title, the course number, course title, how many units it transferred over as, the grade you took, when you took it, and then the level, which is either upper division or lower division, and then what course it transferred over as at UCSD. So community college, AP, and IB coursework is always lower division. So any course you took at a community college will not be able to count as one of our upper division courses. And transferring from a four-year university, you want to review your academic history to ensure all the courses have been transferred correctly. You can meet with us to go over what courses we could take from your four-year university to transfer over for our major requirements through a petition. You also want to meet with your college advisors to see how any of the courses you took from the other college can transfer over. And you want to make sure you're doing this early so that way you're not taking additional classes that you don't need to. Okay, another one of the great opportunities we have is our joint bachelor-master's program, and actually our fantastic academic advisor, Jay Lloyd, is here to talk about it, and I will hand it over to her.
Thank you, Matthew. Hi, my name is Jay Lloyd, and I am the academic advisor for the Bachelor Master's program that is in conjunction with the School of Global Policy and Strategy. So I just want to share with you a little bit about that. Some of you may have heard of it. It's a really cool program that allows international studies majors that are either on the economics track, international business track, or political science track to essentially earn both a bachelor's and master's degree in as little as 5 years. Now, I say 5 years, but for some people, it takes a little bit longer, and that's okay. It all depends on your particular academic plan. The real benefit of the program is that when you are in your first year in the program, you remain in undergraduate standing while you're taking master's level classes. So you are paying undergraduate tuition, which is significantly cheaper than graduate tuition. Then your second year in the program, you get to kind of tailor the curriculum based on your interests. You get to pick a career track, you get to pick a region to focus on, and you can kind of choose the classes and the focus that you want to have based on your career goals. Another thing that I'd like to mention is for this program, you also need to complete 6 quarters of a language, which is a little bit different than your ISP requirement, which only requires 6 quarters. And the language has to be a GPS approved language. So the parameters are a little stricter there when it comes to language. If you are interested in the BA/MA program, the first thing that I would ask you to do is to meet with your undergraduate advisors at ISP so you have a strong understanding of your undergraduate requirements. And then you can reach out to me. My email is on the slide here. You can reach out to me directly and schedule an appointment, and we can kind of chat about the nuances between your undergraduate requirements and the BA/MA requirements and how you would get on track to pursue this program.
All right. Thank you so much, Jay. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to her or any of us. Okay, so another great opportunity that we have as an international studies major is the option to study abroad. So a lot of our students study abroad, and basically all the students that do are able to graduate on time. And we do have financial aid advisors available in the study abroad office. So the reason you're able to graduate on time is because you can take courses from abroad that'll transfer over as your upper division coursework. We highly recommend it. You go experience something new, eat some fantastic food, hopefully meet some fantastic people. And we recommend it to anybody that has the time to take it, that has the time to join the opportunity, to join study abroad. Another opportunity is our research and internships. So we have our independent research with faculty where you kind of meet one-on-one with a topic you're interested in. You go over what you want to learn, and they can help you, and the faculty can help you find different research options. We also have our academic internship program where you go work for a company and you get credit in return. There's also UC-DC, Washington, D.C. You can go take some internships on the other side of the country in DC, or you could also do it at UC Center, Sacramento. We also have the Association of Pacific Rim Universities, their undergraduate leadership program. We send one student a year to this program. This past year, this was in Santiago, Chile. They learn about the different cultures within undergraduate universities. And there's also the Research Experience and Applied Learning portal, where you can apply for internships and research opportunities online. There's also the Career Center. So this is a great tool to use to help you find work after you graduate, as well as you're a current student. They offer social science career coaching, some workshops with resume writing, career exploration, and more, as well as networking opportunities. They also have this website called Handshake, where it's a job portal to help you find work during your undergraduate time and after you graduate. And listed there are our two undergraduate career coaches, Josue Pinal and Madigan Turnquist. You're welcome to reach out to them with any questions you have. Okay. We also have the International Studies Student Association. We have a representative here that will be talking about it. So I'll hand it off to her.
Thank you, Matthew. Hi, everyone. I'm Luz Eiko, and I'm the Director of Marketing this year for ISSA. So just a little bit about ISSA. So we aim to provide a welcoming and supportive place for all of our IS members. And we also try to have that professional development and like guiding and assisting our members in just like finding that. And we also, just to help with this, we have multiple events every year. So for our professional events, we have LinkedIn workshops, resume workshops, speaker events, and we also have every year that I remember, we've had a BA/MIA panel, which is really helpful if you're looking into pursuing that. And we also have a bunch of socials, which is really fun. So we have the undergraduate mentorship program where we assign a mentor to a mentee. And typically, our mentors have the hobbies or similar professional interests that our mentees have, which is really helpful if you're pursuing a path similar to your mentor. We also have other socials, like we have dinners like Thanksgiving and Lunar New Year, and we just host study sessions just to foster that welcoming environment in the IS department, especially since most of us will be taking classes in the same areas. Yeah, we will be sending out more emails once the quarter starts for our GBMs and all of our other events and fundraisers. So yeah, look forward to that. And you can also keep up with us on our Instagram.
Thank you so much. From here on, I'm going to pass it over to Jose, where he'll talk about double majors.
So if you have extra time here at UCSD while you're a transfer student, you're more than welcome to double major on campus or even take a minor just if you want to like add a little bit of spice to your degree when you get it. So pretty much with double majors, just complete a petition, just stating that the course you'll be taking from all ISP and the additional course you'll be taking with the other major department. And you just submit it to us. We just review it, make sure it looks all good to go, and just we sign it off and finalize it. And then you pretty much have two majors displayed on your degree audit. Since you guys are all transfers, so there's a Trident Transfer Hub where there's study spaces, social events, and peer coachings. And personally, I was also a transfer student, so I use this services just to kind of like get me into like meeting other people and like kind of just being more social. Just because like I was new to the environment and didn't really have like a social setting at UCSD, so this is a good opportunity just to like meet other transfer students and kind of just like work with them and like get additional like support through their workshops. So with the academic advising team, so during the academic year, we offer drop-in advising in person and virtually, depending on how you would want to meet with us. And we're usually available Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays from in the morning and the afternoon, about like 2 hours or 4 hours total during the day. And if you don't have time for drop-ins advising, you could also just do the virtual advising center where you can just like type in a question for us and we'll usually respond within like 24 to 48 hours. Let's talk about that part. Yeah. So the virtual advising center is a place where like you can ask us questions for your major advisors and also your college advisors. We usually reply as soon as we can for anything from big to small questions or just any additional support you may need while you're here at UCSD. So when you open up the virtual advising center, there's the ask the question button with the topic on the top. And when you direct it to, make sure it's either to us or to your college, to your college advisors, wherever that your college may be, and the quick question right below. Um, and then for drop-in hours, so when you're trying to meet with us, like either in person or remotely, you use the meet with the advisor little button right there, and just pretty much state which if you're in person or Zoom, and we'll be able to help you out either place. Mhm. So the My Try and Link tools is a really helpful place to see your degree audit, the virtual advising center, where to schedule your classes, and any of like the easier requests that you might be submitting on any academic history. So this is like a page that you mainly utilize to make sure you're on track to everything. We can register for courses and then also submit anything you would need to like get pre-authorized to enroll to courses. Mhm. So academic integrity, pretty much while you're at UCSD, just try to like, do your own work and don't cheat. Because once like a professor catches you cheating, then we'll have to step in and like really work with the academic integrity department to ensure like you weren't cheating or like how whatever the professor would want to do to like kind of punish you if you do end up cheating. So just just do your own work, don't plagiarize, and then yeah, you should be good to go. If any additional questions for academic integrity, then you're more than welcome to reach out to them via the QR code or their website. All right, so final reminders. So for y'all, Fall course enrollment will start August 13th, so this Wednesday. Um, Pretty much, we have the student enrollment guidance tomorrow for international business and all other international studies majors. We're gonna send that out later today, so you guys can join us. This is a place where you guys can ask us questions and kind of get a gist of like how to scheduleize your time here at UCSD since you only have 2 years to complete your degree. But yeah. And then here are advising hours right here below for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that I mentioned earlier. And then if you want to start your academic plan to kind of lay out your courses for your time here at UCSD, you could also use this QR code as well. And it should be on our website too if you want to like access it right away as well. Um, Lastly, academic resources. So all these departments on campus will be able to help you depending on what you would need. So there's CAPS, Council and Psychological Services. If you need any of that stuff, it's free for all students. Oasis is a place for our students just kind of like build community through mentoring and support and just professional development. The writing hub and math department have support there from like helping you with your essays or having someone have a second pair of eyes to look at your essays. And the math department always has tutoring to make sure like if you're in those like math 10A or 10 or 20 series courses, they can help you out with the courses there. And any basic needs or OSD accommodations are on campus if you need some extra support from them. And that's pretty much it. You guys take it away.
All right. Thanks so much, Jose. Now we're going to go ahead and open the floor to any questions. You're welcome to unmute yourselves and ask out loud, or you can use the Q&A/to-chat. We'll also be answering any questions we can out loud that you type. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming. And then you can see there, that's how you can contact us. You can send us an email, call us, visit our website, or of course, you can even send us a message on Instagram. But yeah, if anybody wants to unmute and ask a question, go ahead.
Do we need to take a language placement exam before registering for classes on Wednesday?
It's not, if you plan on taking a language class in the fall, then you should definitely look to take it. If not, you only need to take the language placement test if you already have experience in the language. If you're looking to start a new language, you should just be able to enroll in the first quarter. So if you're taking Spanish for the first time, you could just enroll in LISP 1A and 1AX.
So I was trying to add like beginning French as one of my classes. I've taken Spanish previously, but I have never taken French before. So I was trying to add that, but it said I needed to take a placement. Will I still be able to enroll in the class even if I haven't taken a placement?
If it's LIFR 1A, you should be able to, but if you know anything about French, you should try and take the placement test.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we had another question about language. If you've taken the language course at your CC, so therefore you do have academic experience in that language, but it didn't transfer to UCSD as a specific language course, you should look to take the placement exam to place into the correct level of language at UCSD. And I'll drop that link in the chat again.
I had a question regarding like the heritage language. I was trying to find the language for Hindi speakers on like WebReg or classes for that, but I was unable to see it on WebReg or the proficiency exam website. So is that not offered anymore?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Heritage Hindi will be offered this year. When in doubt, and this is good, like good general information for everyone. If there is a specific department, like such as linguistics offers the heritage language courses. You can always write them a VAC message directly via the VAC, the Virtual Advising Center. VAC messages to us, we're your major advisors. We're happy to answer any questions that are specific to your major requirements. But for a question like that, I'm just, I think reaching out to the source and writing a message to the linguistics and language program via the VAC would be your best bet.
Okay, thank you. And also just to clarify earlier, so you said that we can't do INTL 100 until we have our writing requirement done. Does that also go for people who have their IGETC done?
It depends what college you're in. So it is dependent on college. If you're in doubt, please submit an easy request to request authorization to enroll in INTL 100, and you can do that like as early as this afternoon. And then we can review your academic history to see if you will be authorized to enroll.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We will be sending out the Zoom link for the enrollment session after this meeting. You'll get an email about it. So that's where we'll go more in depth about what classes to enroll in the fall, and hope and answer any questions regarding quarter by quarter plans.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I have a question. So, I'm international business at Seventh College, and I'm asking like choosing class for the fall quarter because I'm a transfer student. So, do you think if I take International 100 and MGT 103 and 164 3 classes plus maybe 1G, is that like too much or that's pretty good planning? Like,
Yeah, that sounds like a great fall quarter. If you do have more questions about it, you should join us tomorrow. We'll try and keep this more general and less quarter specific plannings, but that sounds great for a fall quarter.
okay, got it.
Mhm.
So mostly choosing classes is going to degree audit and like to see the requirement.
Yeah, using the degree audit and seeing what classes you need left, that's a great tool to help guide you. There's also the plans.ucsc.edu, which you can see on this page. That is a pre-made quarter by quarter plan that shows you all the all the college requirements and the college requirements, or all the college and major requirements you need to take.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm sorry, what was the link again?
Plans.ucsc.edu. It's on this slide right here. You can also scan the QR code.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
I have a question.
Mhm.
When can we start making appointments with counselors, specific to just ourselves, like a private appointment, and just discuss like an education plan?
Yeah. So drop-in advising, the set deadline has yet to be released, but you'll definitely be able to start in September. You can join us for drop-ins and meet us one-on-one to answer all your questions.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
We got a question about the schedule of classes, and a lot of courses are shown as waitlisted. Departments should have opened up seats if there was available seats. So courses that are waitlisted, they may just be full for fall quarter. Typically, departments like ourselves, we open up seats in our courses, like the INTL courses, specifically for our transfer students. So we'll have, room for transfer students to enroll. Yeah, but I think in general, like a lot of courses are waitlisted or are full for fall. So just finding and creating a schedule of courses that have available seating is important. Those courses that are full may add seats in those in the next 48 hours before enrollment. But I would have like a plan A, B, and C for any courses, that have available seats on the scheduled classes.
If we are looking to enroll in INTL 100 and it has the prerequisite of like a writing course for our college, can we enroll in the writing course at the same time as taking INTL 100?
So as a prerequisite, you would need to complete the writing course and then enroll in INTL 100 in the subsequent quarter. Prerequisites are, you cannot take a prerequisite and the course for which it's a prerequisite during the same academic quarter.
I had a question about the MIA program specifically. You guys said there were like approved languages to take. do you know which languages those would be?
Yeah, I did. I think I dropped it in the chat, but I'll just go ahead and post it again in the chat right now.
And then another question is for general education, or just in general, could we still take classes at a community college and have those transfer over? Like, let's say I were to take a class in the summer.
Yeah, many of our students do take courses at the community college. I think the most important thing to note is, use assist.org to make sure that course is transferring to fulfill the requirement at UCSD that you thought it would be. And then you have a maximum of 105 transfer units. So after you reach 105 transfer units, you can still transfer the course credit, so it will fulfill requirements. It'll just show up as a 0 unit course. But yeah, you can still, especially the lower division requirements, the calculus courses, language courses, and, econ or accounting courses. Those are really popular courses to take at the CC.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If you have any questions about the calculus requirement, you can reach out to the math department, specifically about enrolling if you want to take the placement test, or if you want to take a higher course than Math 10A, if you just want to place in Math 10B, you can reach out to the math department. Also, if you go to the plans.ucsc.edu website and you're an international business major, there are two on there. There's IS 34, which is our general international business major, and then IS 35, which is for the BA MIA international business majors. So most of you, I guess depending on what you want to do, you should click on the specific one. So if you're just doing the major and not the international, not the BA MIA, you should focus on IS 34. Yeah, let us know if there's any questions that we missed. If you have no other questions, you're welcome to leave. Thank you all so much for attending. We really appreciate taking your time out of the day. We'll be sending the link for tomorrow's enrollment session, hopefully within the hour. But thank you all so much for attending, and good luck. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and see you in the fall.
Sorry, one last question before I leave. How do we know specifically who exactly our major advisor is? Is that going to be spoken about tomorrow in the meeting?
So the three of us are actually your major advisors. So if you join us for drop-ins or send a VAC message, one of the three of us will meet with you or
Okay,
respond.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
course.
guys.
Hi, sorry, another quick question. So I know you said that the counselors are still going through the transcripts at the moment, even though it doesn't show up on our end. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to, if it says on our end, like the transcripts are still missing, that it wasn't going to interfere in the enrollments that are going to start this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually looking at yours specifically because you had a question about the language, and I'm not seeing any transfer coursework that you've sent in yet, or that has been processed at UCSD. And I've seen that with a lot of our transfer students this fall already. So don't feel like it's gonna, set you back. What I would suggest is on WebReg, try planning out some courses. And if it says that you're not authorized because it's referring to your transfer coursework and it's just simply not in the system yet, you can always submit an easy request to request authorization to enroll.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Where did you say we should go to plan out our courses?
It'll be plans.ucsc.edu. So you can scan the QR code on the screen.
Thank you so much.
If we already took an elective class at community college, like the supply chain management, would we still have to retake that at Rades, or would that be able to be transferred?
So actually, California Community Colleges, all courses that you take at the community college transfer to UCs, CSUs, or any other four-year California university as lower division. So all of your transfer coursework, for those who at a community college will transfer as lower division. So you would still need to take the 8 upper division courses. For example, management students, or excuse me, international business students would need to take management courses. So yes, you would still need to take it.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to
So
seeing everyone tomorrow, where we can get a little bit more in depth about individual students, academic histories, and then give some more precise recommendations for fall.
Also, if for some reason on your degree audit it doesn't show INTL 100, just know that you need to take INTL 100 before 101 and 102. Just send us a message in the back and we can update your degree audit for you. Okay. Any other questions for us?
I was going to ask, will it be a one-on-one meeting or will it be structured differently for tomorrow's session?
We'll be able to answer more specific questions about your course, about what courses you want to take, and then depending on how in depth you want us to go, you can meet with us one-on-one during the enrollment session.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Okay. If there are no further questions, we'll head out. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Okay, Jose, you can end the meeting.
I forgot I was the host. Hold on. Ooh. Stop share.